The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and the girls, welcome to Ox After Dark, the late night, great night show where Dean the Dream... Oh, we got some...
Background noise there.
Yeah. Do you have the stream pulled up on another computer by chance?
No,
No.
sorry.
Oh, okay, there we go. How dare you, Dean? We're Dean of the
I
Dream
thought I
Martin
was mute. I don't know what happened.
and Natalie, a.k.a. Golden Ass, talk about
Hi.
our dreams, our lives, our trials, our tribulations, and more. John is in the back. I don't know what he's doing, but I think he'll be joining us also. We have a lot to talk about, Natalie, but before we get into the trials and tribulations, Dean the Dream Martin, how has your week been?
Not too bad. Just playing games, watching shows. I caught up on my favorite anime, Black Clover. I didn't even realize it was coming up to the end of it, and then I got to the end. I was like, "Where's the next episode?" I was like, "Oh fuck, I'm at the last season," but I gotta wait till next year. Then I watched a couple other shows, and I watched Peacemaker finally. That show's amazing, bro. You have to watch it.
That's on Amazon, isn't it?
HBO Max.
Right.
HBO. Part of me, Dean, wants to watch it because I think it'll be good. Because let's be honest, I'm not a fan of John Cena the wrestler by any means, but I am a fan of John Cena and Bumblebee. I am a fan of John Cena and Suicide Squad. I feel like I would like it, but I think it's just too hype right now. I gotta wait for it to die down a bit because I've seen so many probably potential spoilers. I just gotta forget about the spoilers I've seen and go into it fresh in a few months. I got too much
fair.
Merlin to watch, Dean. I got too much Merlin to watch.
Are you still watching that? How's it?
I can't.
how
I
does
know
it-
what. I know
How many
what
seasons
happens
is
in-
that now?
Right, I think last time you were here, we were talking about that. It's like 5 seasons, but I know what happens on the very last episode, and I'm too scared to watch it. I don't want to watch what I know is
I
going
mean,
to
if you watch The Sword in the Stone, you kind of know. No, just kidding.
There you go.
Is that like the last season, or is that just the last one that's out?
It's no. It's they were fortunate enough to be able to wrap the story, so it's the last. It's a series
Oh.
finale, and it is a lot of inspiration for my Dungeons and Dragons character, actually. Yeah, it's quite sad. Anyways, I've had a good week. My tooth is fixed. My mouth is complete. I have all my teeth now. Natalie,
Yay!
I got a broken tooth like a month ago. I got my temporary crown that fell out, and then I got another temporary crown and that fell out. Eddie Money Mendez, and then I got a permanent crown, and I went in. They're like, "This is not the right thing that you ordered," so they're like, "You got to come back in another 2 weeks." And I'm finally complete. My house, we're at the 11th hour of the closing, so this is like, they pretty much told me we could be closing as early as Friday, as early as Monday, or as late as Wednesday. So they told me to be
So
ready.
anytime.
Zach, have you ever seen The Pick of Destiny?
Tenacious D,
Yeah.
of course.
How the Pick of Destiny is actually his tooth, and once it like finally connects, he's like, "I am complete." That's
I
you
am-
right
yeah.
now.
And it's funny because they had this little thing of my jaw. It's like a little model kit of like half my jaw. I guess they use it to, they take a big mold of like half your jaw. And I was like, "Yo, I feel like you're gonna throw this away. Can I please have this?" And they're like, "Sure." And I have now a replica of my broken tooth and half my jaw.
That is
It's
so
like,
cool.
I'm like, please, I collect weird things. This would be perfect for my collection. In fact, I may have to go grab it here shortly. We are.
Are you gonna color it?
I don't know,
paint it?
but I'm gonna use it for my kid to be like, look. Obviously, I brush my teeth. I'm gonna say, look, this is what happens. Brush your teeth. Your tooth is gonna break like Dad's, and you don't want that to happen because it hurt a lot. John, how was your week so far? And then Eddie, we'll go through you, and then we'll get into the meat and potatoes.
It's been great, man. It's been a busy week streaming with you guys. It's been really busy. Good weather. Spring is coming here. Beautiful sunshine today. Went for a nice walk. Get some fresh air. So yeah, it's been good. Going well.
I wanted to thank you, John. I had no idea that book was coming out, the comic, and I saw your post, and I went to 3 stores. I did find it at one store, and it was kind of a thing because most stores that I go to, they bag and board the books on the wall. This store, you have to buy the bag and board separately.
I can't stand that.
So I had to bring the book to the counter to buy the bag and board, and just watching the way this man was handling my books.
Yep.
Fortunately, it's that cardstock cover, so they're fine. But I was like, bro, can you be a little bit more gentle? These are my babies you're holding.
Yeah, it's a nice cover. I think it was, what is it, Detective
Detective Comics 1056.
1056, yeah.
Yeah.
The Batman, the variant cover for the
Yeah.
promotion of the Batman movie. So yeah, it's a nice cover.
Hopefully, y'all will talk about that on Friday. Eddie, welcome to After Dark. How you doing, my guy?
Pretty good. I'm pretty tired. Today was a long day of work. We had like a team meeting and I had to drive pretty far, but I'm doing all right, man. You know, you guys are going to be mad at me. You guys are talking about the Batman cover. I got those ones from the theater from the night that it opened.
Nice. Very
And
cool.
they've been sitting in my car for like a week.
What a legend. Hey, man.
Pretty
That's
sure
all right.
like the sun was on 'em.
They're all bleached and shit.
Yeah. You hate to see it.
We got Toy Mafia in the chat. Bob Dylan, he says, what is this stream about? Gwen Stacy? We will answer that question very shortly. Comics, Bats in the Belfry. Eddie, Aero Maestro, let's go. Pants are off. Chasen says, Golden Ass. Erwin, fan of the Golden Ass. Said, Golden Ass is back. This will be great. Chasen said, when in Vegas, let me know. I think you were just there, so I think you
Don't
got
worry,
a
I'm coming. I'll
misconnection.
be back soon.
Eddie Aero Maestro says 11 minutes. I want a refund. Hashtag I'll shut you down. John Ortiz, Badfish. Bob Dylan, is this an OnlyFans? I don't think so.
No.
I will support though. Cash to Gemini, loving the background, boys, and hello, Golden Ass. I'm Cash. Congrats to the Oxfather. We did see the Bat Cycle announcement. I think we're gonna save that for OFAC tomorrow, and then later in the week. And then we got the lovely CC3PO in the chat. Gwen, it's been Natalie Golden Ass Gwen. It's been 3 months, and
I know it's been a long time.
You sent me a message and you said, "Hey, I've been through some things and I want to come on After Dark and share my story. The floor
Yeah.
is yours."
Hello, gentlemen. How are we tonight?
I'm very good.
Pretty good. Tired,
Excited.
actually. I'm with Eddie. I'm like
Yeah.
dragging.
It's been a
It's
long
that
day.
Elden Ring, bro.
You're
You're living
golden
two
ass.
lives.
You're golden ass. I'm dragon ass today. I'm just like,
Wow,
I thought he was going to say sore ass.
No, don't say
Whoa.
that. Oh.
double cheeked up.
Having too much fun with that ass there, huh?
yeah.
Dude, Dean got a dumps like a truck, dude, in the best way possible.
Wow.
That sounds like a bowel infection.
Jesus Christ.
Dear, dear.
Natalie, for those that aren't familiar, do you
Yeah.
want to tell us a little bit about Golden Ass, and I'll pull up.
Oh,
some
well,
stuff.
it's a comic book series that, of course, I created about dating, life, relationships. It's just a very tongue-in-cheeky tale about dating in the real world, but told in, I find, a humorous way. I guess it's loosely based on my life, but yeah. I'm just like, oh, so much to talk about because of the last 3 months, what has transpired, and it's gonna. I think some of it will translate to in a future episode or issue that I will be eventually writing about. Oh, there's my Instagram. Oh yeah, it just keep patrolling. Oh, it's good that you have this pulled up because we'll be discussing this Instagram.
Oh, there we go.
I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I wouldn't say it's a bane of my existence, but let's just say that it has caused a lot of tension within like relationships, or when you're trying to date guys. They always, when they find out about the comic book, they either take it one way or the other. Some guys are very supportive of it and they want to help you. Like they'll take pictures for you and say, okay, what angles do you want so we can, help promote it. And there's others who basically were like, no, we don't want anything to do with it. We don't want to talk about it. We want you to delete your Instagram, basically be like a wallflower in the back. And I'm just like, yeah, that's not going to be me.
Dean, I would take your pictures if you had an Instagram like this all day.
I feel bad. Feel bad.
Okay, so the last time I was here, we went into depth about my comic book and the process and everything like that. And I hadn't mentioned, but I was dating somebody. And I didn't mention it because I just met you guys. Well, I think I said it off the air, but live, it's you kind of put on a different persona. You're like the acting and all that. You're just like kind of enticing people to, hey, check out my comic book. There's a dating method about it, especially when I'm posting on Instagram. It's a story you're telling. Not necessarily it's always true. It's just publicity and you're advertising for your comic book per se. That's what my Instagram is all about.
Yeah.
So I had started dating this guy. I briefly kind of mentioned him in my story and Instagram stories. But then as things started to progress and I felt like it was getting a little bit more serious, I pull back. I don't really want to advertise it because that's a little bit personal. Like, I don't want to always promote personal things. It's all about the comic book and it's the cheekiness of it. But when I start to feel like, oh, things are going to go somewhere, I don't want to broadcast it to the world because that's just not how I want to do things, because I like to keep things, the separation. You want the private life to actually be private and you have your public life. I think I got one mute. So then I told him about this show that I was doing. He watched it. Yeah, I was like, hey, come watch it. And I didn't know if he was or not, but he kind of got mad. This is one of the first red flags. He started to get a little bit mad because I didn't mention him at all. And I guess there was a segment, I think towards the end of the stream, where I talked about my character looking for love and I'm looking for love, but I portrayed it as like in the general sense, like everyone's looking for love, like you can find it or not find it, but he took it that I was still looking for love, and that kind of like snowballed.
It's probably because I was here. I'm not gonna
yes
lie.
Dean is a sexual.
I bet you that's why.
It's 100% it.
Yeah,
men want to be in him. Women want. Wait.
What? Well, that's probably not too far from.
That's not how the phrase goes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's that chemistry you can't knock.
I know.
So he couldn't hack it. That's on him.
Dean, leave the jokes to the professionals, please.
I'm too far away to do anything about it, so that's on him.
Oh, Dean's like Albert Einstein in the chemistry lab.
So what ended up happening is like I talked him through in front of it. So, well, fast forward. I'm going to go jumping back and forth a lot because I need your guys' opinion about some stuff.
Bob Dylan says Dean is a sexual tyrannosaurus. Legendary. Jason said he could see my looks from the chat. I understand. Eddie Aeromaster says you're not wrong, Zach. Also, I couldn't think of any famous chemists, so I had to hit him with that Albert Einstein. I don't think he was ever a chemist. No. Sorry about that, Natalie.
Oh, no. I like this. So, I ended up happening, we just broke up, like, what was it, about almost 2 weeks ago, like, officially, like, broke up. Like, we've been, like, and it's only was, like, 4 months together, but that 4 months, it felt like a lifetime. So, let's fast forward to how I met. So, we met, actually, Halloween last year. I was dressed up as Golden Ass, and it was during the election, like the election in Beverly Hills. There was like all these rallies for Trump and everything, because it's when the world were still kind of shut down, not that much was happening, no conventions were happening and stuff like that. So Beverly Hills was having these huge rallies, and I was like, oh my God, this is my chance to promote Golden Ass without actually doing anything, because there's a large gathering of all these people. So on Halloween, I dressed up as Golden Ass and I went to this gathering, and I was like, this is perfect. I'll have my little basket, hand out postcards and all that stuff. I was like, it's Golden Ass, whatever. She's going to show up at every event possible, especially because we had no conventions to promote. So he was there, and his pickup line, which is a brilliant pickup line, and for all you guys that want to use this, go ahead. He said, I'm
interested in this line.
He's like, oh my God, you're my soulmate. you're my future wife. And I was like,
Wow.
what?
That was the problem right there.
Jesus Christ.
Wait, where was this when he said the line? Where were you?
We were
At
at
a convention?
no, we were at the Trump rally that was in Beverly Hills, that large
Oh,
gathering.
the Trump rally.
Oh, the
He
Trump
should have done
rally.
a Trump impression.
Yeah, I thought the line was gonna be. I honestly thought the line was gonna be, "I know that ass," but
Wow,
That should've been-
that would have been
yeah,
good, Eddie.
that would have been pretty good.
When
I
I
think.
see Eddie in person, that's what I'm saying. I can't do that much.
So I was just like, oh my God, I love that. I was like, felt like assertive. I was like, because most of the time, my joke is always, oh, there's my future ex-boyfriend. Oh, there's my future ex-husband. And sometimes guys will say that to me. They're like, oh, you're my future ex, da 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 da.
That
So
works.
it's kind of like a funny. No, I just laugh it off. I'm like,
Damn, I didn't know I
how
could
much
be
money do you
myself.
have in the bank?
Jesus, Eddie. Mark says cringe city pickup line. I'll leave that one in the chamber.
I know, but still, it's just like, you know,
I've never been good at
I thought
pickup
it was
lines.
cute.
I never been.
I mean, my ultimate favorite one, I actually have it in one of my issues. I think it was basically like, what did he says?
Wait.
Your pheromones are driving me crazy.
There we go.
I think that's
John.
still my favorite.
John, he should have went up to her and said, "I love gold."
There we go. Dean, how do you like your eggs in the morning?
It wasn't the
Fertilized.
hold on a second. It wasn't.
Fertilized, yeah.
Yeah, damn it, Dean, you stole my.
It wasn't the Trump rally that stormed the Capitol, though, right?
No.
That is
Oh no,
okay,
no. This
thank
was,
God. Okay,
this,
let's just
no,
get
no,
that
no,
out.
no, 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 no. This was this
Jesus
was during
Christ.
the election.
Okay, we're safe.
This was
My
the
pickup
election.
line would have been like, "Hey, you hate Biden too?" All right, let's get back on track.
So that's how we met. It was last
More than one
year.
ass here.
And so I was just like, oh, but I didn't we just kind of chit chat, and everyone's like, who are you? What are you dressed up as? So you go through the whole spiel. And I don't know, I never give out my number, especially when I'm dressed up in my character, because I was like, nah, no, I don't really do that. It's like, so then the next day, he looked me up and he emailed me, and he was like, hey, I met you at the rally, and he had a picture of himself, and he's like, I really, like to take you out to dinner. I was like, oh, you know what? Okay. I like how he stepped up. He looked for me, because he didn't just automatically get my number there. He actually went, found me, emailed me. Because sometimes people just like, oh, I'll email, call you, but they never actually go
Wow.
forward.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I was
See,
like,
to me, that'd be stalkerish.
well, it's a fine balance. You kind of
Right.
have to
I guess it just
feel
depends
it
on
out.
the girl too. Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
it's a toughie, Dean. It's a toughie.
It's
You
really
can't-
hard.
You
to
really
got to
read the room.
Sometimes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
it
have to
is.
be like,
not that
okay,
not that I'm over here
is he-
saying men are victims, but it's tough, man, when you're trying to that fine line.
genuine hit on a
am
girl.
I pushing it too far, or am I
And it
not
might-
pushing it far enough?
I don't
you
wanna
want you to,
distract
them
too
to
much
think you're a beta male. You know what I mean?
from where we're at, Dean, but it's always that thing I hear, and I'm a bad dater, and so I'm glad that Victoria took me for what I was. But it's always that thing. I think that kind of came up a little bit after I met Victoria. But it's like, when you get a number, do you text immediately, in a day, 2 days?
Like,
3
how
days?
long do you wait for that?
That shit. I'm the kind of person that would be like, all right, I got your number. Yo, here's my number. Let's start chatting.
Bro,
I'm
you
not
left
trying
the
to wait
bar.
I
3
like
days.
that.
You texted her in the parking lot.
Dude, I texted her in the bar.
Yeah, I want to
Looking
see
out.
my number pop up on her phone. I wish she didn't trick
Wait,
me.
I actually like that, because it shows that you're actually interested and you're not playing a game. I hate that, oh, you have to wait 3 days, bullshit,
Right.
and all that. And I was like, well, then
There's
it just
a-
feels.
There's a really funny video online where it's like a dude. He's like, I'm gonna text the girl. He's like, no, man, you gotta wait 3 days. And he's like, okay, fine. So he waits 3 days. He's like, all right, I'm gonna text her. He's like, wait, she hasn't said anything, so you gotta wait 3 months. And then he's like, all right, I'm gonna at the end of 3 months I'll say something. He's like, no,
Oh,
man,
good,
now
we're
you gotta wait
mentioning that,
3
'cause this other
years.
stuff.
And then
God.
eventually he's like an old man, and his friend's like, you can't text her.
Jesus Christ. So he found your information from the bar, and where did the adventures go from there?
Well, we ended up trying to find a place to eat dinner, because, mind you, it was still during the lockdown. So restaurants and all that were still shut down. But Pasadena, for 1 week, they defied the lockdown orders, and the whole city remained open. Hey, stranger.
Mario, welcome to After Dark.
Wow.
Natalie was so bummed that you
Hey.
might not be able to make it tonight, and I was like,
Yeah,
well,
I needed like all the guys to hear my plight
Another
of what just
all the
happened.
guys, huh?
You know me.
How you
I
been?
need
How
all
you
the
been, Natalie?
attention.
Justin says Zach the kind of guy to make the girl pick him up for the day. You're not wrong. Danny says stop rubbing your eyes with your fingers. I'm sorry. I think I got sriracha in my eye. Jason
dear.
says Zach has forgotten to talk to girls by now. It's true or it's never spoken.
So we ended up going to Pasadena. He drove an hour and I drove like a half an hour because we both don't live in that vicinity. But it was cool because it was just like the whole place, the whole city was like lit up because everyone went out because it was like in the heart of COVID. And people were just like, fuck it, we're just going to go out and eat and support local businesses that want to stay open. And it was a really good like camaraderie. So we went to Italian and I realized, oh my God, this guy is really young. He was like 26. And since I'm forever 25, I guess it's not that young. But I was thinking, do we have anything really in common? I don't know. As we're talking, and I was just like,
You both like to
oh,
drink?
no, he does not drink at all.
Oh, I thought he was at a
surprisingly.
bar.
No, we met at the rally.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, Zach met his girl at the bar, right? Is that what it was?
How
No.
dare you? I wish. No, it was at work. The
He
old
met
pen and
her-
company ink trick.
No,
Zach
he met
doesn't
her
go to
at the-
bars. What the hell?
at
Yeah, I don't go to
the,
bars. You give me so many people, I'll be bumping in
No,
left and
Zach
right.
met Victoria at the vegetable swap meet.
Oh,
What do they call those things? Those like hippie grocery stores.
Like a
that
The
food
are-
farmer's market.
farmer's
Yeah, like
market.
a market.
Well, I'm not a hippie. Neither is Tori. What the fuck are you trying to say?
It's a sweet place to meet somebody. Zach, you
Oh,
fucking guy.
wow. I thought
Yeah,
that was,
just bump into them. Say, "Oh, I'm sorry," and you maybe drop an apple. Oh, can you please pick that up for me?
Love your
Right.
tubers
Oh my!
and go from there.
But so as we were talking, he was impressing me more with what he did, even though he was 26. He started his business at 18. He didn't go to college, and he just decided college wasn't his thing. He didn't want to be in debt and all this stuff, and he created this really lucrative job or company. And I was like, hey, this is pretty impressive for somebody so young to go forward and do all this stuff. And I was just like, not too bad. And then the dinner ended. He didn't make his move. He walked me to my car. And I thought that was very gentlemanly of him. And then we just like, okay, let's see if we'll go out again. And we ended up not actually seeing each other again until, so that was like, say, November-ish of what year are we in? 2021. So we're in
20
2022. No, it was
2022 now,
November
yeah.
of 2020. That's it.
Oh, wow.
Like I'm like my years. So it's November of like 2020 that we went on our first date. And then we were like trying to go again on another date and it didn't happen. And then we didn't talk again until, let's say, August of 2021. And it's probably because I was involved with like some other guys. I was dating a lot around here and there, and he and I just like didn't connect on
Wait,
meeting
plural?
again.
Okay. I'm not judging.
She's
I'm just
juggling,
getting,
man. Let her
I'm getting
juggle,
a
man.
I'm getting a broad
the game.
aspect.
Exactly.
So
man.
when I went out
I mean,
with
how else you gonna know when you find the one? I mean, you gotta, cycle.
you
through some
gotta
different people.
yeah. So yeah, when I
Maybe
went
you
on
should
our
try
first
Mario.
baby.
date,
How dare you?
Jesus, good.
so when I first met, nickname him 26. I was seeing like two other guys because I was just saying, okay, I was feeling it out and all that stuff, and then one of them like kind of picked up, but then he and I ended. We'll call him the fireman. He and I ended because he said, what did he say? He said he just didn't have time to be in a relationship anymore. And I was just like, really? Seriously? Okay, whatever. Well, it ended. So then, like a couple months later, I said, hey, I wonder what 26 is doing because of, just.
I love how she has her dudes labeled: the fireman at 26.
I got
the last time we talked.
I got another
we
question.
need to see
I
these guys
told
in the
you I
comments
have
again,
to have
right?
nicknames for
Yeah,
everybody
yeah.
to keep track of who they are. Because if I just threw out a name, everyone's going to be like, who's that? And then you have to
There we
describe them. So if you just give them a nickname, they're like, yeah, that's who it is.
Yeah,
What's
that's right.
your question, Eddie?
Oh, I was gonna say, is that the reason there's a pole back there? Because of the fire?
Oh no. That's my structural beam. You didn't see that last time?
The structure.
Yeah, that's
there.
support
I'm
for the
pretty
roof.
Yeah.
sure there
It's a
was
structural
not a
beam.
structural
That's what
beam.
that is.
No, there was a structural
There
pole last
was?
time. Oh yeah. I don't think. But the funny thing is this: a lot of people don't see it right away, and then suddenly they're like, "Oh, wait, there's a pole in your living room."
Goals.
Yeah. See, well, clearly you didn't notice it last time,
I didn't notice it.
or maybe
last
my
time.
head was in the because no.
Like when? What's that thing popping out of your head?
Yeah. Whee! It's my
That's,
antenna.
This is not that dark, sir.
Hey. I thought you guys cranked it up. That's why I showed up.
Wow.
I'm just setting it up. So, like, we reconnected our texting August and all that. He said he was leaving California. He's moving to like Arkansas and all this stuff. And I was like, oh, okay. But then he chose Oklahoma. And we started chit-chatting more and more. And I'm like, hey, you say I'm your soulmate. What are you doing moving to Oklahoma? Like, I don't want to live in Oklahoma. So I started to play it along. I was like, okay, let's see if this is actually going to transpire into something. And I said, well, if you want me to actually live in Oklahoma, I have to find the house. And we have to have all these criterias. And I ended up finding the house that he ended up buying.
Wow.
So he ended up meeting me in Vegas in October. And I said, you know what? If this is kind of meant to be and he's legit and all this stuff, he's going to meet my whole family right away. Because at that time, my whole family actually was in Vegas. Like my parents, no, not my whole family, my parents and my brothers and all that stuff. I was like, well, let's go. And he actually was amazing. When he met my brothers and my parents and stuff like that, he was like totally held his own conversation, was joking around with them, getting along. And I was like, hey, for 26, this is really impressive. I was just like even 50-year-olds would sometimes be able to carry on the conversations and whatnot. So then it kind of progressed from there.
That's not true. Mario's a great conversationalist.
Motherfucker, Mario was 26 50 years ago. What the fuck are you talking about?
She said 50-year-olds.
Some,
There you go.
not all.
Mhm.
Because I dated some
Well done.
50-year-olds and I guarantee they
Why
wouldn't be
did I
able to
come
carry.
here? Did I come here to get roasted? What the fuck, y'all?
It's like the welcome back roast. We're gonna.
It's like you've never been
Oh,
here.
Yeah, we
gotcha.
missed
No
you.
shit. It's been a minute. It's
did
definitely
miss
been a minute, hasn't it?
It's from a good place of love, Mario.
Gotcha.
Yeah, when I heard that you may not be coming, I was like, what? That's not
Yeah?
cool. Hmm.
Aw. Oh,
I
I'm here.
did.
I'm here.
I'm glad.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm happy to be here. Good to see you again.
So then we ended up, of course, enjoying ourselves in Vegas and whatnot. I was like, hey, this 26 has got moves. Because he hadn't tried to kiss me at all prior
Wow.
to everything like that. And I was like, is this guy ever going to kiss me? What's going to happen? Like, come on. But then it was like, ooh, he's got some skills for 26. I was like,
What kind of skills are we talking about? Special set of skills?
mm-hmm.
He has a.
Skills that
Nunchucks.
they don't
He's
know.
very good at
Skills.
finding people.
Yeah, exactly. Finding hidden spots. To,
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
No,
Now
I'm
it got
kidding.
dark.
I'm kidding.
my.
I'm
Is
kidding.
it possible to learn these powers?
So, I mean, he was very
Play some,
impressive.
set the mood here. Here we go.
Yeah. He was very impressive, like the way he carried himself and things like that. And the fact that he was 27. Ooh, I like it. And then
sad.
slowly he was respectful to my parents. And he was like wanting to, dress
missed
more
that track.
appropriately because he was always a jeans and a t-shirt kind of guy. And my family, it's not quite jeans and t-shirt people, especially if we're going to like fancy dinners, especially when we're in Vegas. Like we're eating at like 3, 4, 5-star restaurants and things like that. You shouldn't really show up in jeans and a t-shirt, let's just say.
Of course.
Especially when everybody else is like dressed up. So he wanted to elevate and kind of match our attires.
Oh, they're
So it's
coming
like,
for you.
going shopping and stuff like that.
Run, Eddie.
And he was, huh?
There's a
No,
siren
sorry.
in the background there. Joking
Oh.
with Eddie.
That was La Migra coming for Eddie.
How dare you?
So then he started to like buy me stuff, and I was like, "Oh, I like this." But then things started to like turn a little bit because he told me he loved me, and I didn't reciprocate it right away because it was in like the first like 2 weeks of really getting intimate and things like that, and I was like, I felt really good. Well, hello, how are you there, Ben?
Hey,
And
sorry to interrupt.
Ben's like, whoa.
well, he just popped up, so I was just
Ben,
like, okay,
this is
yeah.
after dark. We're not talking figures, buddy. Put that joker away.
Hey, I just was looking at him on the way in.
John.
Sorry to interrupt. I was listening in the wings.
You pick this man's house and then you don't reciprocate. That's rough. I would be pissed, bro. I'd be fucking mad.
Let me ask you this, Gwen, if I may,
Mhm.
Natalie. By moves, I assume you mean you guys did like the mattress mambos. So like, by this point, like he's all in on Natalie at this point. Like he
Yeah.
bought his house. Like,
Well, he hadn't bought the house yet.
oh, he's in the
But-
process. He's met your family.
Mhm.
He, he's wooing you in many ways.
Yeah.
And you don't reciprocate. Is it too
'Cause
soon or?
I felt like it was too soon. Plus, I hate to be that person when someone first says, "Oh, I love you," and they're like, "Oh my God, I love you too." Because sometimes I feel like they only say it because you said it first. I don't know. That's just how I am. I kind of try not to be like, "Oh my God, I love you too." I was just waiting. I was like, it didn't feel right in that moment, even though I was feeling those emotions. But I just was like, is it a little too soon? It's been like 2 weeks. Like, but then I'm thinking, he did say I was his soulmate. And then like one night when we were lying in bed, like my gut was like, oh my God, he's the one. And I was like, oh, whew, but I was just like, no, don't say it. Don't say it. Be stubborn about it. Be stubborn about it. And I was just like, okay, keep it cool. Like, play it off and be like, just kiss him and go, oh my God, I love it. Say it again, but then not actually say it. So, yes, I probably was like a little bit of an ass because he was like really laying his emotions out on the line for everybody to see. But I was just kind of like, I don't really want to say it just yet because I just, not that I didn't feel it, but there was stuff stirring, but I just felt it was too soon.
Yeah.
So then
DJ says, I agree with Natalie. I waited a good while to say it to my girl. I thought she was going to leave me because of it. I feel like it should be said if you really mean it.
I've only ever said it once.
It was to me.
Sorry, I didn't respond, Dean.
I do tell John I love him all the time. Because we play rough around here. We get under each other's skin.
We play for
I gotta
keeps,
make,
Dean.
I gotta
As you
make, yeah, we play
should.
for keeps. So I gotta make sure I tell these guys I love them.
Oh, man. Dean, you
So-
and I got into some arguments before.
Bro. Yeah, close calls.
Sorry, Nat.
Oh, no. We need to break up this story anyway. So he ended up, I was going to fly out to Oklahoma to like look at some homes because we're like, we're in it. Let's see if it's going to actually go somewhere and do it. So I was going to fly out to Oklahoma. And then like literally the day before I was supposed to fly out, he was like, I don't want you to come to Oklahoma. And I was like, what? And he's just like, I told you I loved you. I called you my girlfriend to all these other people, and you basically are saying we're in a relationship of sorts. It doesn't feel like you're actually in it, and all this. I was like, wait a second. I introduced you to my family. We're in Vegas. We were partying in Vegas. I'm flying out to Oklahoma to like see if there's any possibility that I may want to move to Oklahoma, and I just want to see where the relationship is going to go forward. And he just already was just like,
It's very reasonable.
what, me or you or him?
What you're saying, like, like, hey, I've also done these other things that are not insignificant. Yeah, I'm there.
Yeah, but I can kind of see where he's coming from too.
Yeah. So I mean,
Just
I
to play
got it.
devil's advocate, I get it.
No, I got it to a sense. I was just like, okay, yes, he's laying it down on the line, but on the same token, he's just like, basically, I don't want to see you. I do
Wow.
care about you a lot and all this stuff, but because you didn't say I love you, I said I called you my girlfriend, and you said we're in a relationship of sorts. But then he also went into, you have this comic book, you have this Instagram that I don't like. I
There
don't.
it is.
I think, yeah. He's like
That
basically
seems very
thinking it's porn.
26-year-old
Yeah.
ish. Like a very immature thing. That's something I would do like when I was much younger, like 17.
Yeah. And so I was just like, what? And I was like, but that's how we met. Was
How dare you,
my
Eddie?
ass was hanging out. Like, but actually, it's more covered than actually on the beach kind of situation. And my Instagram pictures are not pornographic. I think they're very tastefully done because it just shows like barely a butt cheek. Or no, it totally shows a butt cheek.
There's definitely
and
worse pages out there on Instagram.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
Can
felt
you
it's
send me
like
these pages?
tucky
to me?
cheeky.
Just look
Possible
at
to,
Dean's feed.
Did he know you? Did he know you had these Facebook? Did he know you had these Instagram photos when you guys met?
Oh yeah,
That's how I found her.
that's how
No,
I
they
was
found
dressed
each
up in
other
my
at a
costume.
Trump rally. No.
In my costume.
Yeah, but he went home and found her via.
Okay.
Because I was dressed up as Golden Ass at the rally.
Did he ever express to you that it bothered him
I
throughout the
probably wouldn't
relationship?
do that at a Trump rally.
Mm-mm.
Never.
Not at first at all. It wasn't
Okay.
until this whole thing.
Oh yeah, that's a weird
happened.
thing to bring up out of nowhere. That's a huge
Yeah,
insecurity.
that's like a
Especially
bottled up
that's how
thing.
we met.
Man,
That's
Zach's
kind of like a-
100% right. That's such a 26-year-old thing, dude. I'm 33 now, and like I just I don't have time to give a shit about a lot of things. I'm like, yeah, do whatever you got to do. Like,
Especially
I
if
don't
it's
care.
to promote a comic
I don't know
book.
about whatever you gotta do.
And it's not like I have an OnlyFans page and all that stuff too.
right. But you would tell
Although
us if
some
you
people
did.
think, oh yeah, totally.
Okay.
We would support. I just want to be
Yeah,
very
I
clear.
would.
The chat
Yeah.
is would support.
Now's the
But
chance.
that's not my thing. That was never my thing. I just do the Instagram. I do cheeky pictures to promote the comic book because that's what it's all about. It's the comic book. It's not me actually making for like posting solicited pictures and stuff like. No, that's not me. But the comic book, that's something different. So he started to go off on all this stuff, and I was like, wait, hold on a second. It's like, this is how we met, and you knew about this stuff, and I wasn't hiding anything. This is what I want to do. My ass is out there, yes, but I think it's all very tastefully done. So I was just like, okay, well, he told me not to go. I have this ticket, never been to Oklahoma. Fuck it, let's just go. It's an adventure, right? And who knows who I'm going to meet, or maybe he'll meet me or not. So I ended up going. I was just like, I've never been to Oklahoma, and I always wanted to go to every state. So I went, and I called him. He blocked me. Yeah, I was just like,
Wow.
What a weirdo.
I was like, wow, blocked me. And that kind of hurt because I was like, I don't feel like I need to be blocked. I didn't really do anything. So then we ended
Yeah,
up
that's weird.
unblocking, talking, blah, going back and forth and stuff like that. And I was like, I was emotional, and I was just like, if we're supposed to be together,
okay.
then you shouldn't be acting like this.
Sometimes-
So we made up.
Sometimes
then-
when you're like in an emotional relationship like that, you block people. You don't mean it.
Really? I've never
I did
blocked.
it to John.
Me and
once.
Eddie have been through that.
I
We're
didn't
in the
see that
healing
coming.
process
I gotta be
now.
honest. I didn't
Eddie almost
see
blocked me once.
There's a lot of makeup
I said
there.
Pattinson was my favorite Batman, and he may have taken
Okay, that's my cue.
Wow. Is Pattinson your favorite Batman now?
Dude,
I needed a
honestly,
reason.
He
I
was
don't-
fucking
don't-
amazing as the
Don't make it
Batman.
worse.
Wow. I still haven't seen it yet, so okay.
Dude,
Don't do it.
Mario
I
hit
haven't
me.
Curious.
seen it yet either.
So you may have made up just a touch. So what kind of flipped the switch there from
Well, so
fighting to made up?
If we talk, and I basically was like, so, okay, you want to end this, so you never want to see me again. That's always my line. You never want to see me again? And he's like, no, I love you. I do want to be with you, but I don't know how. I was like, just be with me and we'll work it out. So we ended up, making up and all that stuff. And then I ended up finding his house. And, it seemed like going along, and then suddenly something would flare up, and he'd like get mad at me and things like that. And this went on for like a good another 3 months. But some of the stuff he started to do within those 3 months is like red flag, red flag, red flag. And finally I ended it. Whereas he finally admitted, like, he wanted me to get rid of my comic book, never post on Instagram ever, never to have any guy friends, because he thinks that guys and girls cannot be friends because the guys always want to fuck the girls, or vice versa.
He took that
And I
from
was
a
like,
movie.
It's pretty
That's
valid.
from a movie.
but
I
no,
don't know.
not
I've found it to
necessarily.
be true.
It depends. It depends who you ask.
You
But
know
yeah,
what
okay,
movie that's
so
from, right? That's from When Harry Met Sally.
yeah.
Okay.
But here's the thing, it's like one party can want to sleep with the other, but as long as the other person has no feelings, then nothing's ever
Right.
going to transpire. So you can be friends. And he was like, no, you can't have any friends. And he wanted me to get rid of all my guy friends that were single, because he's like, no, especially like even guys that were friends for like 10 plus years. And I was like, I'm not getting rid of my friends that I've had for 10 plus years, longer than he and I have known
Did
each
did
other.
he offer to do the same for you?
He has no friends.
Oh.
Damn.
Like,
Well, I
Wow.
meant
So
like
you really
like
broke his heart.
girlfriends.
no, he has no girl, like friend girls, because he says,
Oh.
no, you can't have that.
Yeah,
I bet if you
'cause
call
I
Papa John's
always
in his phone.
I always found I always found like don't ask your partner to do something you're not willing to do yourself. So
So I
like,
guess he would be willing to do
So
that, but
no
the
anal
fact is
then?
he doesn't have.
yeah, he's willing because he doesn't have anything to lose. But had he,
Yeah, Mitty.
he'd probably be singing a different tune. Well, I'm not gonna do anything, so like I don't need to do it. It's like, well,
That's
not
how he
that
basically
works.
was.
Like,
And then he started to like take me
Dr. Phil
down
over here.
because he felt like I was being like disrespectful to him. Like at one time, we were hanging out with a neighbor, and the neighbor opened my car door for me, and that's what I like. I like my doors to be open for me. I like to be taken care of and stuff like that. So the neighbor opened my door, and I said, thank you so much, you're a gentleman.
oh
So
my
26
Jesus
got mad, and
Christ.
he's like, why'd you be so disrespectful to me? And I was like, what? He's like, you basically, told him, why'd you make him open your car door? I was like, I didn't make anybody open my car door. They just automatically do it. Like, look at me. Why wouldn't they want to open my car door? Or
Was
door?
this on 26's property?
Wow.
No, we were at dinner somewhere.
Oh, okay, good. Because I was going to say legally he can shoot him, and depending on what state you're in. But
Yeah. Oh, Oklahoma, yeah. Everybody's got a gun in Oklahoma. But I'm sure the neighborhood would have a gun. But the fact is, like, we were getting in the car from dinner, and he opened the door. And it was just this like, what the fuck? Like, and then he started to go through my phone because he doesn't trust. He's got some trust
Ooh,
issues.
that's a red flag. Damn.
That's a red flag.
Right? And I was just
Wait.
like, I was trying to work it through
Nothing
him.
but
and
hurt
I was
feelings
like,
in there. I'll tell you that much.
oh no. So in my head, I was just like, you know what? I'm not doing anything wrong. So I'll let you go through my phone this time to see that I have no messages in there from a guy that I'm cheating on you and all that. And that's what he was afraid of with the Instagram. He was afraid like all of you guys would slide into my DMs and we'd like have a little conversation and then meet off on the side. And I was like, guys can slide into my DMs. So it doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to respond or do anything about it. And it just got worse. And I think it was part of his insecurities, because on the last streaming you guys did, I did talk about how it's going to take a very confident, strong, secure man to be with me. And he took it as saying that he was insecure, and it kind of just escalated. He hated this show the last time I was on it, and he kept referencing it, basically saying that
Damn, we were living in his head rent free.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
He's probably watching it right now too. So,
bro, drop a super chat, bro. Come on,
and he would
Better yet,
reference it.
join.
Yeah. Please,
Yeah,
please.
we wanna figure out what the fuck's wrong with you, guy.
Yeah. Like, I just felt bad because I was trying to help him, like guide him and ease him into like what he was thinking was totally not reality. I was like, maybe you need to go to therapy because you have these insecurities that you're projecting onto me. And he's basically saying that I'm so insecure. That's why I do what I do to get attention and stuff. I'm like, whoa, me? There are elements that people are insecure, but overall, I'm very secure and confident in myself. And he started to just like belittle me and degrade me to help elevate him. And I was just trying to help him, like, no, that's not the case here and all that. So yeah, he wanted me to get rid of my comic book, not have Instagram, not have any guy friends, not go on girls' trips because he's heard statistically that girls go on vacation and they sleep around.
Oh my
And he
And
makes you want to move to
Damn.
Oklahoma. How dare he? That's
right?
so okay. That's like a 26 thing. That's
And my
like a
thing was
young
just like,
man that's not confident thing at all.
I was always like, okay, you have me as your girlfriend, loving you, wanting to be with you, willing to possibly move to Oklahoma.
Oklahoma sucks too.
And why can't you just appreciate that? Let's say, wow, you're so lucky. Because he's like, no, you should be lucky you're with me. And I was just like, I am lucky. We should be lucky that we found each other and we're like moving forward and having this like life forever together. And he was like, no, you just always should appreciate what I have to offer. And he's like, I bring everything to the table and you bring nothing to the table.
Yeah,
And I was like, well,
that's a
That's
26-year-old.
fucked up.
oh yeah. And I was just like, okay, tell me what exactly you're bringing to the table. And he said, basically, it was just monetary value. And I was like, okay, so you're just bringing money to the table. And I was like, well, I'm bringing myself. I'm bringing like emotional support, all these things. And he said, well, if you want emotional support, he said, if he wants emotional support, he'll get a dog. If he wanted sexual favors, he could hire a hooker for $200.
Okay, that's where you lost me. The dog thing
Wow,
was
that's
kind of
it?
funny, but the
200.
the hooker lost me.
Where are these?
he getting $200
DJ
hooker?
says he definitely listens to dudes like Coach Red Pill or Fresh and Fit. I just know it. Justin
Oh
says,
my
I
God,
bet,
that's good. We're talking about that. Yeah, go.
I
White-
bet he stopped
white
watching
sunglasses.
football until they stopped kneeling.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Musashi says, sounds like you really tried to be empathetic and work through the issues with him, but you have a life too and can't spend all your time working on him when he is not working on him. Buy or pass.
Exactly. That
Mark
is
says,
very true.
sounds verbally
Yeah.
abusive.
I told him, I was like, you're being very abusive to me. And he's like, I don't hit you. I don't raise my voice. I don't even curse.
There are
So how can
other
you say I'm
methods of
abusive?
abuse.
Wow.
I
How
said,
nice of him.
the words that are coming out of your mouth are very abusive. Like he wanted to intentionally inflict pain upon me.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, this is not right. And like, yeah, I was trying to help him through his issues and it seemed like it was working. And then something would set him off and it would flip. Like, Zach, I told you you had to do this for me. Did you watch those videos on how not to be a simp and the Better Bachelor?
I
videos?
did watch the simp ones. I could not remember for the life of me the Better Bachelor ones, but I did check out the simp ones.
Yeah, so he would watch these and like verbatim regurgitate it to me saying, this is what you're doing and I can't be a simp. I can't let you, control me and stuff like that. I was like, but I'm not controlling you. I'm like trying to show you a different way of life and to be happy. But I am not those girls that these simps are. It's like, yeah, I want to be taken care of, but I will take care of you. I mean, that's what being in a relationship is all about, especially if you're looking to get married and spend the rest of your life together. But he would watch these videos and then Better Bachelor. Oh my God. Talk about this guy on Better Bachelor. He's got a huge following too, I think. And he basically, one video 26 had me watch was saying that a woman's value decreases after the age of 23. And I was like,
does he not know about
what
Latina
the-
MILFs? Does he not know?
This guy
Damn.
sounds like a
About them.
garbage person.
Okay, honestly, you've said some things that, it's like, okay, maybe, he's a nice guy. And then all I'm just hearing is, like, not nice things.
It started
This
to
guy
steadily
sounds
get
like-
worse. And that's why
Yeah.
finally I was just like, and he's like, I can't be with you anymore because of this. And I really was trying to help work it through. And finally I was just like, okay. And I told him, he said, women are weak and they'll take the abuse and all
Oh
this.
man,
My
And I said,
God.
no,
say
we're
that
not.
yesterday,
We're
did
very
he?
strong. This is 2 weeks ago. I said, no. And I said, I want to help you through this. That's why I am doing what I'm doing. But there will be a breaking point for me. And I'll just say, I'm done. And we'll be over. And I finally reached it when he just kept attacking me and basically saying he didn't like my family anymore. And he called me not classy because as he was reading my text messages, he went through my phone again like 3 weeks ago. I didn't know he did. this is when I'm like, I need to put a password on my phone because I'm so open. I'm like, go ahead, go take my phone. I don't care. I got nothing to hide. But he started to read text messages from friends from like a year ago or something. And when I was dating and having fun, and when you go on dates and you talk about the guys and penis sizes and whatnot, and he's reading it, and I was commenting about the sex and all that with those other guys, and he's like, you have no class. Why are you saying these things about the penis sizes? And I'm like, because that's what we do.
You were talking about having sex with him with the other guys?
No, these guys like way in the past. I never mentioned about him because I respected him. I was like, oh no, I'm not going to talk about that because that's a private thing. But I will talk shit or anything about guys that are like, whatever. I'll put them in my comment book too.
Yeah. Wow.
So he basically said I was classless because of how I text messaged to my friends about stuff. And I was like, but that's not being classless. That's locker room talk.
Yeah, men, or Eddie, I'm sorry, please go ahead.
I'm like, who's talking?
Someone said but. I think
it's John.
Guys,
John.
Whoever it was, feel free. But, guys talk like that all the time. I tell these guys some stories.
I've never asked you about your penis size, not even one time.
And I've told you without being asked. It's my toxic trait, Eddie.
The size or the talking about?
Both.
We talk about it all. The size, the girth.
Wow.
How long he lasted. If it was
Natalie,
good
what's more important, girth or length?
Girth, 100%. That's not an argument.
The motion in the ocean.
Well, she's a woman, so she's
there we go. Shut up.
It's
the ocean may not be very big, but there's a lot of motion.
The motion?
It's
talking like the Arctic Ocean.
Zach, how you
we don't need your pity.
Zach, please play that video I sent you the other day with the like 7,200 inches of dick or 72.
Yes, I will find that right now.
That's so funny.
Natalie, please continue.
Yes.
I'm gonna find this video.
Oh, okay. So basically, he would get mad and he's like, well, you never talked about an average dick and how you really admired and loved it. I was like, well, because sometimes it's more fun to talk about like a 12-inch cock and how pathetic it was.
There's no way it was 12 inches.
Wait, 12 inches pathetic?
It'll never be a foot.
What kind of monstrous...
Well, okay, so here's the thing. Sometimes, guys, just in general, I don't really mean like the 12. I just say some guys that have big penises, they think that that's all they need. They don't need to do anything else. They just, and they're like, oh, it's 12 inches. Do you enjoy it because it's 12 inches? I'm like, just because it's 12 inches doesn't mean you could just lie there and do nothing with it.
Oh, pillow princess.
At least you get a participation award, maybe. That's it.
That's like, oh, yay, it's 12 inches, but then it's like a wet noodle. If it's, you don't do anything.
How dare you?
I'm just saying in general. I don't mean actually the 12 inches, but.
I wish I was warned.
But it is the motion.
I'm a good Catholic boy here.
And I would tell everybody, all the guys, though, serious. I'm like, I'm a virgin.
So you've experienced 12 inches, John? You said you were a good Catholic.
Wait, what the fuck did John say? I'm over here looking at
this
dick size matter video.
He said, I'm a good Catholic boy. And I said, so you've experienced 12 inches.
Wow! How dare you? Oh, man. Let's just take a...
There's a bunch of fucking
Catholics. Okay, yes, let's watch this.
Bro, this is racial. You can't.
We always get the question, does size matter? But I think the question we should be asking is, how wet is she? So here today, we're gonna solve for X, which is WAP. Stands for wet as pussy. The formula for WAP is size times motion times average time per.
I feel like we all learned something today.
I totally
wrote that down.
Yeah, I'll send you the video.
Wrote that down.
Wow, that is...
but that's kind of true, because, I mean, It is the motion in the ocean. And if there's no that much ocean move or motion, then the ocean isn't very wet. Right? No, that's not right. Or the boat
But
isn't
you said he was
very
a talented.
I think there's
You
no
said he was
problem
talented.
with the ocean wetness there. Mr. Musashi said, "Isn't it crazy how we went from a recap of a convention video and the interesting golden ass to her now being on the show talking about length and girth? Man, I love
Hey.
CW.
That's
what we do, baby.
That's After Dark. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, there's nothing off limits on After Dark.
Mm-mm.
You want
That's
to
why I
come on
love
here
you
and talk
guys.
about your hemorrhoids? You send us a message.
Eddie Aero Maestro says, I'm proud of my 4 inches now. Same, brother, same. Cece says, I don't see knocking on my cervix on my schedule today. Jesus Christ. Gigi says, Cece, I can't receive you. Cece says, that is not a scale that I collect. So, I mean, was Mr. 26, did he have good motion or good ocean or both?
I have to say, he's like one of the best. And that's why
Wow.
I was just like, why are you having these insecurities? Because
he's 26.
And I was just like, well, I enjoy myself so much. And he's one of the first, if only guy that afterwards, I don't fantasize or think about sex 24 hours a day. I know how, the thing is, if you like touch your belt or you're always thinking about sex. Well, girls, like, truthfully, we think about sex a lot too. And especially if we're not that satisfied, we fantasize about other stuff and all that stuff. So I was like completely satisfied with him. I enjoyed it so much, and I wasn't thinking 24/7 of sex constantly, like, although there's other stuff going on up there too. But I was so satisfied with him. I was like thinking I wanted to move to Oklahoma. I was starting to make friends. I really was like, okay, let's move forward. Like, I'll like start moving things there, like clothes wise, furniture, start decorating the house and do these things because I'm ready. But then he would just like start saying things like I wasn't satisfied. I was going to cheat on him. That's why he kept looking through my phone to think I was going to cheat on him. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm not a cheater. I've never cheated. I've been cheated on. So I know what it feels like. So I will never cheat. And I was just like, this is not good. It was like, it's becoming more abusive. And I was just like, finally, I was like, done. So last Sunday, I actually had to fly out to Oklahoma to pick up a whole bunch of stuff. And he said he would mail it to me. And I was like, no, bro, I'm going to go pick up my stuff because I have a lot and I don't know if he's going to give it all to me. And I don't want that back and forth. Like, you forgot to mail me this and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I legit showed up, and one of the girls that I was becoming friends with, I asked her to be there. And I played it off as like, hey, do you want to help me move? And I'd love to see you before I leave, because I didn't know what he was going to do because he was trying to get a little bit crazy.
Yeah.
And I didn't want him to be like verbally abusive to me anymore because I was done. I don't need him to tell me all these things that he believes I'm about. I show up. He legit had the cops there.
Oh my god, what a
fun!
That's
God.
Yeah, and I was like really emotional, and I saw the cops, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, "Okay." I pull my car over. I get out of the car, and I walk to the cops because I was like, "What's going on?" And they're just like, "Hi, we're just here to basically make sure everything goes smoothly, kind of like to keep the peace." And I was like, "Okay." Okay, so then I just started packing up my stuff, and then he had all the doors open. He had all my things like piled in the front door, essentially. And I just started packing things up, and I was like, oh my God. And I just was trying to take everything. And he was like staring at me a lot of the time. And I felt sad because I was like, it started off with such promise, and then it ended so drastically and dramatically. And
yeah,
I was just like, oh wow,
crazy how nature do that.
Yeah, so I was like emotional. I got all my stuff. And I accidentally like grabbed like 2 Moscow Mule like copper mugs that he bought for me because I wanted it when I was making Moscow mules. I accidentally grabbed it in my like rush to pack everything up, and then I had like stocked up the kitchen with like kitchen utensils, and I asked him. We hadn't really spoken at all. I said, "Would you like me to leave these for you because you don't have them?" And I'll leave them for you. And he's like, well, I bought them. And I was like, actually, I bought them, but I'll leave them for you because you want them. And he's like, well, take them. I haven't asked anything back that I gave you, but yeah, take everything that you bought for me. And I was thinking, I didn't buy these for you. I bought them for me for the house. And I ended up giving him back his Moscow cups. And then he started attacking me. I felt attacked because he kept saying, why did you take those cups? Why did you take those cups? I bought them, and I haven't asked anything back from you. And I was just like, oh, this is too much. Too much.
You dodged the bullet.
You definitely, honestly,
you fucking.
This shit sounds like we'd be reading about you in the papers like in a year, Natalie. Please, God,
you're
watching.
I'll be listening to Sword and Scale and it'll be like Golden Ass Gwen.
Yeah.
Well, we're lucky we got him. We're lucky we got him waiting backstage, guys. This is like Dr. Phil here. He's waiting backstage.
Jesus Christ.
We're going to hear the other side right after this commercial for Ox Air if we survive the flight.
Ever on Netflix.
There you go.
Yeah, I was just like, okay, it was 4 months, and everybody, all my friends and clients was like, thank God, Natalie. We were really worried about you because there was an incident, like I closed my business down back in January, and he actually drove from Oklahoma 22 hours, because that's how long it takes to drive, to help me move all my shit out of my business office or salon. My family, because I had it covered and he was coming to help me, they decided not to show up to help because too many chefs in the kitchen and you didn't need it. Like I already had everything like planned out and stuff like that. So in his abuse, he basically threw it back like, oh, you care so much about your family, but they didn't bother to come and help you. I drove 22 hours to come and help you. Like, that's how much I care for you, but your family couldn't even bother driving an hour. And I was like, whoa, they didn't come help because I had it covered. And then he's like, well, where are your guy friends? Why didn't they come and help you? And I was like thinking, because if they actually showed up, you would have an even bigger hissy fit if they showed up to help. And plus, most of my guy friends are far away. And I was just like, yeah. And I'm sad because it had such promise, and I do love him and I care for him and I wanted to help him through his issues. But at a certain point, I'm not a therapist, and if he didn't value me and what I brought to the table, and he basically said I didn't bring anything, then walk away. And I don't know if you guys saw my start, I call it the walk away campaign. And the whole premise of my comic book was to help people dating and in relationships to see what we all go through and how to navigate and to try and find love. And so here's a perfect example of it where I was literally living with a verbally abusive guy, and all these things that he was doing to me. I was like, I should have walked away so much sooner, but I was trying to help him. And so I started to do the walk away campaign where I started to list the things that he was doing to me. And I was like, if they start to do any of these things to you, walk away, because it's not going to improve. You are going to get hurt. And I was fortunate because of my character, and I'm not willing to compromise on certain things. I got out of it so much sooner versus so many other people that stay years with a verbally abusive person, even though they see the signs very early on, but they just want to stay and they help. Plus, with me, I stayed a little bit longer than what I should have because there's a fantasy. I wanted to, I love him. I wanted to live happily ever after with him. And I fantasize about, okay, Oklahoma. I'm like, totally want to like kill a boar and skin it and gut it and like all that stuff. And plus, I kind of sometimes fantasize about the apocalypse happening or like the Walking Dead kind of situation, and you can survive and live life that way. And I'm like, I could totally do that. Yeah, I can live off of the land killing and like stockpiling, like the doomsdayers and things like that. But in the end, it is a fantasy, and you can't live in that fantasy, especially when somebody is being so verbally abusive to you. You do have to walk away. And so far, I've started it. People have reached out to me telling me their tale of how it's been helpful for them in their situations when they're starting their significant others or exhibiting things, and they're like, yeah, I gotta end it. I was like, yeah,
I
it's
think
sad.
it's empowering because Eddie, we had the anxiety episode, and a lot of people reach out to us and were like, hey, I could have never known that you guys were dealing with that, or how many other men were dealing with that, because it's not something that we
I'm all
particularly talk
sweaty here.
about. And you know, we got a lot of messages saying like, you know, that really helped me, you know, take the steps to get help. We had probably about a half dozen people that sent us that message, so I think it's great what you're doing, and I'm certainly glad.
If I would have known, I mean, if her posts were around, then I should have known to just walk away.
Yeah,
from
but
you
my
and
problem is because I
my
was
stress.
what I wanted to do was basically, I was really trying to figure out a way to honor how he felt about my Instagram, right? So that's why I did kind of stop posting, because I was trying to find the happy medium. And so I just would post a couple little things. And even I don't know if you want to pull up the Instagram one of just me. I posted it in December of me in a bikini.
Yep.
And he threw that in my face, and he said that that was so provocative, and that I don't know what goes through a guy's head for posting a picture like that. And I'm like, I thought that was like such a cute, sweet, innocent picture, because it was cold outside, and I was just like, oh, let's flash back to when it was warm and we're in a bikini having
Sounds like
fun.
bat nipples.
And so I was just like, I don't know what like
I
that.
I get where you're coming from,
Oh,
but
that's not a
I
bad
think
picture at all.
you're 100% right. You can. It's your
I
Instagram.
see Mario liked it.
Can you guys hear me?
I liked it too, bro. Yeah, we
Yeah.
can hear you.
Oh, okay. I thought I was talking to myself for a second.
You were glitching just a touch, but you were saying you were completely right, and then you.
Yeah, I see. I see where you're coming from completely, but I also see his aspect as well. Some people are like that. Some people are conservative, and you know what I mean.
To a
Yeah.
point, I think there's a
He was at a
respectful way
Trump rally,
to do it, but I think when you go to the nth degree in either direction, I think then that's a problem.
My question would
he
be:
was getting way
it's
too
amazing that you got
overbearing.
out of this toxic relationship. That's really good. But my question now lies for moving on to the future. If you get into a relationship with someone, and let's say they don't know your Instagram, they don't know Golden Ass, they fall in love with you as a person, and it later comes out that, well, you both fall in love. Okay, there's chemistry. Golden Ass is not even a topic here. Let's say, and then they
Yeah.
see your Instagram.
That's what happened in my previous
Okay,
relationship.
and then they see your Instagram, and they approach you, and they say, you know what, Natalie, I love you, but I don't appreciate these kind of photos or this kind of this and that. You know what I mean? How would you handle that?
Well, I will always be upfront about my comic book whenever I start in a relation or dating anybody. Like, if I feel like after like 2 or 3 dates it could possibly lead somewhere, I right away tell them. I'm like, I have this comic book. It is my dream. It is my passion. It brings me joy. And these are the steps that I do to promote it. I do post very cheeky, borderline provocative photos of butt cheeks and stuff like that, because it is called Golden Ass. And I'll leave it up to them to read the comic book first of all, and then to go through the pictures and be like, okay, if they like it or not. But always is like, we have to read the comic book first, because that is what the whole thing is about. The Instagram is a means to promote, to get to my comic book. So it's advertisement. And that's what I told 26. I was just like, you have a problem with how I advertise my comic book, because you've never actually read my comic book, so you can't really say it's disgusting, because it's not disgusting at all. I think it's cute. It's funny, cheeky, all these things. And unless you read it, you can't really comment on it. And then that was one of the nail in the coffins when he basically said his family and his friends would ridicule him if they knew about the comic book. And I was like, but they haven't even read it. They don't know about it. So how can you actually say that? But to his degree, he was just looking at the Instagram post. And some of those pictures are, yeah, full on butt with the thong or something like that. But I was like, okay, just think of it as artwork. Actually, my mom once did an intervention between the two of us because we got into this like heated fight. And she's like, whoa, what is going on? And I just, whoa, mom, he hates this. Da, 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 da. And then she's like, okay, Natalie, okay, 26. This is what needs to happen. And she's like, relating to my comic book, she's like, just think of it as an art form. It's artwork, and then not everything is real. It's about storytelling. You have to like draw on real life to make it believable for your storytelling and all that stuff too. And then she's like, Natalie, well, maybe you shouldn't have guy friends and all this stuff. So we're trying to find the happy medium. And then oh my God, one time, it was towards the very beginning, I still had condoms around. Like, I have condoms everywhere, like in purses and things like that. And he saw them. And it was not that I had just put them in the bags or purses or something. I just forgot to take them out because I don't think I have a sex drawer and they're in the sex drawer, and I don't think to grab them out and stuff like that. And he got mad at me because he was just like, I don't respect him to get rid of them. And in my head, it's like, it's not that I don't respect you, but maybe in a way it was that I was being disrespectful because I didn't think to go and get the condoms because we're in a relationship and toss them. But then when I realized I had them.
You don't use the condoms with him?
Well, when we became exclusive.
Probably the wrong size.
They were the 12-inch condoms.
Sorry, I gotta pick on this guy every chance I get.
I Am Legend says a lot of drama could have been avoided if he was honest and upfront about how he felt. However, there was too many signs of immaturity and jealousy with control. Jealousy got the best of him. He was only 26, and a sense of insecurity got overwhelmed. I feel sorry for you both. When I was younger, I was much more insecure. Now, like, I know, I mean, obviously, what the stage that I'm in with my relationship is much different than when you're just starting out, but I don't really worry about that stuff, to be honest.
Like, I think you hit the nail on the head when you said, it makes you happy. It gives you joy. Like if I love somebody, you have to love them for who they are and what makes them happy, because what makes them happy does what helps define their personality. And if that's your personality, if that's what you like to do, and he can't accept that, it's one thing to be conservative. It's another thing to be abusive and to squash your independence, and to squash your confidence for the sake of what? To so that you're not happy anymore, so that you don't have joy anymore. Like, that's not fair. In the time, like I'm 35 now. When I was 26, the times that I was most insecure, and I would say most like that, was times that I was also doing shady shit, that I couldn't trust myself, so I couldn't trust my partner. Anytime I've ever wanted to look at somebody's cell phone, it's because I was texting other people, and I was like, now I don't trust that she's not. It happens though, right? And I mean, I'm at a different stage of life now too. Like I'm engaged now myself and super happy, but that's a huge distance. And I mean, if Shauna came to me even right now, even after 4 years of being together, and said, hey, you know what? I want to start trying to sell pictures of my feet, because she mentioned that at one point. Why not? What do I have to lose? It's just going to contribute to our life, right? And if it makes her happy and I make money from it and we get to go on vacations, fuck yeah, that's awesome. And I can be proud of that person. And if I have the type of friends that are willing to make fun of me because my fiance sells feet pictures, I don't want to be friends with those people. They can fuck off.
So what if she wanted to?
Business. I wish I could do
it
that.
It's like a feet fetish. A lot of people have feet fetishes. So would you, if she said, hey, I want to promote my butt, or like show 100%. Like side pictures? Yeah. And my 100%. Thing is, like, it's always been about my comic book. And I told him I can figure out a way to advertise differently if that would help him. Because I was trying to find the compromise, the happy medium. Yeah, the middle ground. Okay, I don't necessarily have to post my butt, even though it's golden, But anyways, no, but I was trying to find that happy medium. But every time I would try and take pictures of something, or like say, hey, I'm in a relationship, and then he was mad because I never technically broadcast that I was in a relationship on my social media. Because I was like, well,
that's a
that's my
business.
character. My character, I haven't enough. Like, she's in the rings, but me personally, I like to keep things separate, right? And then I did post around the New Year's. I posted like my feet and his feet kind of off to the side. And I said, I spy, or no, I said, we spy with our eyes. And then ... I said, Happy New Year's indeed. I have since deleted it because, we're
I
no
was
longer
gonna look.
together.
I was like, wow.
Yeah, I deleted it. But I posted that. I was like, that's to announce that I am in a relationship. And he was just like, that's not saying anything. I was like, the fact that I posted a picture of a guy's feet on my Instagram page, that actually is something big.
You have to separate the things because, like you said, there's Natalie, the person, and Golden asks Gwen, the
Persona,
business,
character.
the persona. Yeah, like I mean, when we come on here as real as we want to be, even in the smallest sense. Mara, you've been doing this for a while, so I know you know. But there is a little bit of a persona. When we hit end, the masks come off, and we can be ourselves. And even for me, I kind of had difficulty with that because I used to just have one Instagram, and I was posting like CW stuff and toy stuff, and it just kind of started getting weird. So I made a CW Instagram so I can put my business stuff on that side. And now my personal is just like pictures of my daughter and my wife and my family. And I mean, for me, that was kind of liberating in the sense because I can separate those two identities. And, I don't know if you have a personal Instagram also, but I completely agree. Like you have your business, which is, I'm 100% with you on this. I think that.
Yeah, I do have a
perfect
personal
sense.
page, and I actually, surprisingly, I barely post on that too, because I actually had a client tell me once, way back when like Facebook or posting always on Facebook and shit like that. She's like, why do you want basically complete strangers to know what you're doing? Like the people that are important in your life already know what you're doing. And I was like, oh, fair point.
How
Because I was
dare
like,
she?
that's true. And so that's why I was just like, yeah. So I stopped posting. And then for my personal account, like only it's like if I'm on vacation somewhere after the fact, I'll post it. But like, hey, look what I just did. And then that's it. Like I very, very rarely post at all. And he would basically be like, social media is your life. You're always on it. I was like, well, I was always on Twitter because I was trying to find out the world news and what was happening in the world and things like that. Because that's like so fast how you get your information. That's how I get my information. And you can get a wide variety of people's perspectives that way. So yeah, in a sense, I was on social media, but it was Twitter versus Instagram where I'm posting pictures, which I wasn't at all. And I actually, you guys saw, I basically pretty much stopped for the last couple months, like 2 months. And then I was just like, oh. And then when we broke up, I was like, well, I came up with this idea of the walk away, and I want to help people, moving forward and say like, if these are what they're exhibiting, like the red flags, like just start walking away immediately. Don't go through the heartache and the brain, because like I said, the issue was I was fantasizing. I really love him. I care for him. I wanted to help him through these issues. And I was like, I'm such a fabulous person. Why wouldn't you want my help? And I want to help you. And why can't you appreciate it? And at first he wasn't very appreciative of me. But then afterwards, he just started to get resentful of everything. And then because he started to have this vision in his head that I was going to cheat on him and all these things, and I'm like, no. So he's like, let's just end it, because you're going to cheat on me. You're going to find a 6'2", 200-pound, 8-inch cock that you're going to
12
just
inches, baby.
want. 12, always want. And I was like,
So specific.
it's very specific,
Yeah,
Sounds
he's
like
got
he's
cock
looking.
issues.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's like, you talk about cock so much more than I talk about it. Maybe
something going on there.
something's up.
I just learned to love my penis. Body positivity.
Right. Like,
I don't want to go through that
love every
nasty ass
bit of
surgery,
me.
Dean. That's fucking.
Is there a penis
Panuma?
enhancement?
Yeah.
Yeah, we looked it up. It And it only might
It's-
guarantee you an extra.
It might even take away.
You might lose penis.
How does
I
that
don't got much to
work?
lose.
So
They like cut everything away from your penis except for I guess the blood and the pee parts, and then they put a silicone tube, underneath I guess the musculature, and they seal it back up, and it kind of lengthens. Eddie's dying over there. It kind of lengthens, but I think they're saying in the surgery process it could shrink from
when
the
heal,
trauma.
you could lose.
Oh my god, it's not worth it, man.
I don't got much
just
to
use
lose.
a Baldo, guys.
Yeah, shout out to Baldo on Howard Stern. Fucking,
So-
we got the scoop on that one.
But, okay, so women can get like their boobs enhanced with the silicone and things
It's
like that.
bullshit. Where's the penis
Yeah,
fucking
I was
silicone?
just thinking, but I've seen like those diagrams where, oh no, I've only seen the diagram when
I want a
penis
12-incher,
becomes
dude.
a vagina. But I don't know how does a vagina become a penis though, and how
The
that
clitoral region.
No,
The
we're-
clitoris.
This is stretching
dangerous.
of the clitoris, but it doesn't actually
Yeah, we're gonna need to have an expert
The
come in.
labia
'cause
majorum.
I'm not talking
We need,
about
we need diagrams.
Is there anybody in the chats that know about this? No.
I was gonna.
Well,
make a joke.
I'm so glad. Well, I'm not so glad, but I'm glad that you're safe. That you walked away before got any worse than it did.
Got in the middle of Oklahoma on this property with guns. Like he bought like AKs, ARs, and all that. So my brother-in-law, when I was telling them what happened with the cops there, he's like, "You should have gone up to the cops and thanks for protecting me. He's got guns." And I was like, "Should have." But you just get emotional because you care so much for somebody and you wanted that future, and then for it to just so fall apart the way it did. I'm the type of person that, yes, I seem very strong and upfront, but when emotional wise, my head just like becomes a jumble and I can't talk. I get like a frog in my throat and I can't express myself properly. Otherwise, like tears will be like coming down my face. And my parting line to him when I was like choked up and things like that, because I was sad. I was just like, "I wish you the best and I hope you'll be very happy here." And I walked away. But it was like,
Damn, that's baller as fuck.
I was just like, you know what?
Show him that golden ass just one more time, just fucking.
Damn it! Later I thought I should have had this like sexy outfit, like skin tight and all that. But instead, I wore this cute little dress that flared out. You can't see my ass at all or anything like that.
I bet it billowed great though. I'll tell you that much. I bet it billowed.
Possibly.
I think you like
I'm
hate
way too petty for all that, dude.
I was
saw
trying not
meme-
to be petty because he was very petty, and he was very vindictive and petty.
I will always out petty the next person.
How do
There's
I
people
become
don't
that
talk to
way?
right now.
Tom Petty.
How do I become that way?
No, how do I? Like I just want the best of people.
The way I see it, like my ex, like she's called me like a half dozen times. I've never answered.
Missing out, bro.
That's not petty.
That's not. I mean,
Because
it's
like
an ex.
the way I stay petty is I love me more than I love them. So you're gonna shit all over me. I'll fucking never speak to you again, and I'll be fucking happy every time I go to bed. Like fuck you.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that's how I do it. It's like you gotta watch out for numero uno. Like
Yeah.
no one else is. They're not. You know.
I know, that's what
I'll
he was
always
saying to
out
me.
petty everyone else.
He was basically saying that. He's like, well, it doesn't matter what I say to you. You think so highly of yourself anyway. So
Yeah, fuck yeah. Be like, you
I was
goddamn
like,
right.
I
I
do.
Why not?
I do think very highly of myself, but I feel so sad that you feel like you need to take me down to better yourself. I mean, that's not a healthy person or mentality. I was like, here I am wanting to be so. Oh, you're
Eddie
very
Aero
welcome.
Maestro with the super chat. Let me delete these Russian bots real quick. He said, "Thank you for sharing your story with us, Natalie. Much love. Sucks when something good goes down south."
It's very true.
True words never spoken. Thank you, Eddie, for the support. We love to see it.
I saw
that's
a
why
meme
it's
the other
like-
day.
What?
Go ahead. Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you.
Oh, no, go ahead.
I was going to say, I saw a meme the other day of a guy stuck in traffic, and the meme is basically like, doesn't it bother you that there's somebody out there who's making $1 million right now from showing a picture of their butt? And this guy is like so stressed in traffic And the reason I say that is it's like you're only young for so long. Work it while you got it. Be with somebody who can support it, because life is pretty long, right? Or it can be really short, depending on how your cards play, right? But if you end up being with somebody forever can be a really long time if you're not happy or if you feel squashed because your joy is taken away. And so life can be a life sentence, not just a life dream. And it's crazy.
Is this?
That's like really deep.
That was deep,
after dark.
Bro.
It's after
It
dark.
is after dark. It is after dark. But yeah, I mean, I do wish him the best, and I do love and care for him. But ultimately, like you said, I have to think about myself. And he was making me feel anxious. He was showing signs like my previous XXX, where I was just like, I can't be with somebody that's insecure because I'm too of a strong character.
You're glitching out, John.
Yeah.
You're glitching a bit, John.
Or he's stroking out, one of the two. Nobody's sure.
Yeah, you're like Robetronic, bro. Mario, how have you been, buddy?
Yeah, hanging in there. It's kind of going through some stuff personally, aside from that, been all right. These are further going.
Have you been verbally
abused? On the
abused?
channel. Verbally abused? Nah, nothing like the sort. Nothing of the sort. Yeah.
Don't lie.
No, just hanging out, just chilling.
We love you, bro. Thank you for coming tonight.
For sure.
John, you were breaking up just a touch. What were you trying to say there?
Cool.
I think he's still trying.
Yeah, John, you're glitching like real hard. It's like
I think you're just muted, dude. Is your mic muted?
He spilled a Timmy Hortons on his keyboard.
Jesus
Christ. Oh my
God. Ben, what do these feet pics go for? Are we talking like $20-$30? I know people that make like $100,000.
100%. And that's what I said to her. I was like, she's young, because like I'm lucky, right? Like I'm 35, she's only 27. I'm like, you've got some time. She's a beautiful blonde woman. Like, you got beautiful feet. If you can market that, then go to town.
Do it.
I think the hard part is
paying off your house with that, dude. You kidding me?
Well, and you guys made a good point earlier about Instagram and having a personal account and versus kind of like a different account, like for business type stuff. Like I'm even experiencing that right now. Like I've just kind of started talking to you guys and started kind of like posting a little bit more. And I posted a YouTube video the other day, and I unlocked my Instagram to be public so that I could, try and get more exposure. And talking anxiety, that as soon as I did that, I felt like super overwhelmed and super stressed out and super overexposed to the world, because it's like as soon as you have to put yourself out there, you also put yourself out there to criticism. And showing your body has to be even more like you have to be brave to be able to do that. You have to be willing to face that, because I'm showing pictures of toys. Like I posted a picture of Heath Ledger earlier, and John's like, it looks like a Hasbro. I'm like, oh, it hurts. But that's not like, that's not like showing feet or showing something a little even more personal like that, right? So I think
like a butt.
Yeah, like a butt, or like I've never seen your stream. Now I'll have to check it out. But again, I know, terrible. I'm new to the After Dark. I'm new.
What are you doing here? No, just kidding.
Right? Get out.
Who are you?
Get the boot.
He's the Canadian Dr. Phil after that last.
Oh, that's it. That's true.
Right,
Too bad we can't get 26 on, but
Yeah. I don't know. I think, as I said, just exposing yourself and opening yourself up to the world like that is really tough. So it's crazy. But I said to Shauna, I'm like, if you want to try it, and if you're willing to kind of be able to be open to criticism, be open to, a world of people having an opinion, then it can be worth it. But again, you're only young for so long. Like, rock it while you got it, because at some point when we're old and we just want to have money to do fun shit, I don't care if it was because we had feet pictures online at some point. Like, who cares? Let's go enjoy our life.
Well, some part of me is like my mother early on. She's like, take pictures of your naked body now, because you will never look the same as that.
Sink it to the bottom of the ocean, so when somebody finds it at some point.
Yeah. So basically, like
Dean.
your perfect body, you have to take a picture of it because when you're like 70 and 80, you're not going to have that same body. So you should actually have pictures of it to be like, damn, I looked good. So that's how I kind of think of it too. It's like my butt is okay, can improve or go down either which way, but have it like pictures of it so that way you could be like, oh yeah, that looks good. That's it. And then like dick pics. I get dick pics all the time and I kind of enjoy it. Not that I'm fantasizing about it. I'll be like, oh yeah, look at these dicks that I used to get
Everybody
and all
chill
this stuff.
out.
What's
Stay
the
in
best
the comments.
Yeah,
The
Jesus
chat just
Christ.
exploded.
What's
Yeah,
the
your Instagram's about to be flooded.
a bunch of 3 3/4? What's the best way to take a dick pic, Natalie, in your opinion?
I don't think it's working, John.
Next to
Let's see.
something like a quarter.
No, you only want to do it next to something if you really have like a 12-inch.
They're like, why is the remote so much bigger? I just want to be honest.
You don't know how big my hand is.
No, you gotta wear a Rolex
I got, like, really big
and
hands.
hold it.
A
So,
Rolex on the penis.
No, on your wrist.
Oh, okay. I was like, wow.
So
take a
that way they're
picture,
only
eh.
looking at the Rolex and not the penis.
I'll take a picture
Well, no,
next
that
to
way when they're like, well, it's not that impressive, they're like, well, he's got a fucking Rolex.
That's true.
No, I'll take a picture next to a 3 3/4 figure and say it's a Black Series.
You naughty dog, you. João says we need to toughen up. I got to take it next to one of those micro figures that Manny had on Pose Wars. That'll really teach him. João says we need to toughen up when we expose ourselves as we do. I forget how many comments I deleted from the channel, but that's life. That's
I
very
think
true.
he was talking about dick pics too.
Zach and I don't delete comments.
I've had people like send
Go ahead,
me
John.
dick
Where the fuck
pics.
did he go?
There you go.
Get him fucking back here. He went into hiding. What the fuck did you say, buddy? Ben?
Ooh.
What did you say?
Wait,
Repeat
Ben?
it. Yeah, Ben.
The Hasbro thing?
No, don't be fucking holding your hand. Spill Timmy
Wow.
Hortons
What did I
and this
say?
and that.
What did I got?
You're Canadian. You're talking shit about Timmy Hortons. How
Guys,
fucking
guys.
dare you?
It's a
We
Julian,
gotta stop
it's a
the
Julian
Canadian
drink.
on
Fucking
Canadian tape.
savage.
The maple on maple crime.
Listen, you put a fucking Queen Studios figure against a Hot Toys figure. What do you want me to say? Want to
I tell you
sugarcoat
what,
it? I'll sugarcoat
we
it
get
like
out of-
Ben. Oh,
We get it. We
Well,
get
it's
it
gonna
on the
be
hockey
awkward if
rink.
Timmy Hortons
I
tomorrow.
score on you. The Hot Toys wins. That's it.
I'm gonna go like this. Oh, Hot Toys, you're beautiful. You're still beautiful. I love you.
Hey, I didn't say it was beautiful. I just wanted
Timmy
to compare
PLS.
the two.
I love you, baby. I didn't mean.
I love you. It's Nas. I brought him on, but it's
Fucking
happening.
guy comes down here throwing punches. Who do you think you are, Marco? The fuck?
A little bit of Marco.
Jesus Christ, I'll never forget that first stream with Marco. I'm glad you're safe, Natalie. I know
Oh, thank you.
too
Me
many
too.
stories. You know, we listen. We do podcasts, so I don't know how many of you guys also listen to other podcasts, but there's all kinds of true crime, and I mean that has the writing on the wall for like, you know, could be something significant. So I'm glad that you're safe and you're home, and
Thank
know,
you.
you
I
got out
told you I
before it
had a
got too
story for
crazy.
you.
so
But I was
that
like,
is the story.
wow. But that's why I wanted to like do the walk away campaign, as I call it,
Yeah.
to show people like these are things that happen. Like it comes on like you think everything is perfect and stuff, and then slowly it's like gradual what was going on, and I was like, wait. So, and you're trying to like you see the issue, and you want to help them. Be like, no, that's not the case. That's not the case. And like, you can't take me down. Like I was emotional when he was attacking me because I'm a very emotional person, and when you attack me, I do take it personally. Be like, that's not really what's going on, and I want to help you, especially when he was like, you're gonna cheat on me, you're gonna do this and that. I'm like, I'm not gonna do that. But then he just started to say even more degrading things to me, and I was just like, no. But I was still, surprisingly, I still wanted to help him and wanted to like see it through. Plus, there's a part of me, and maybe that's like the craziness. I was like, no, because if the world ends, I want to be able to have a place to stay, especially with like World War III happening and there's a nuclear bomb. Oklahoma's kind of feels like it's safe, and we're building a fallout shelter kind of situation. And it kind of was just like all these things that we talked about. I was like, oh my God, I've been wanting to do this. And just in case, like stockpiling food and this and that. And you like fall into this fantasy. And you're like, no, we got to stick it out because just in case this happens and stuff like that. But then I think that's what happens with people in these abusive relationships, because you'd be like, no, I have to stick it out because of X, Y, and Z, or you have a contingency plan or something like that. But you can't really, because it just is going to steadily get worse, because they don't recognize or see that they have an issue. They say that you're the issue and you're the reason why they're acting that way. And I was like, no, that is not it. You hit it, and then it started to just boil up more and more and more, because you always felt this way. He always thought women were awful, but then he's like, oh no, you're not. But then he's like, you're possessed. I see it in your eyes. You're possessed. I was like, what?
Do you think he's watching right now?
Oh, he possibly could be.
Okay. Can we get him on?
Shout out to 26.
I want to get him on. I want to talk to the 26. 26, if you're watching, hit me up. I'm the Everyday Collector on Instagram. Hit me up, buddy. We got to talk. We got to fix this animosity in the world.
Yeah.
I
still care for him, and like, but
yeah, no, we got to fix this. We got to talk about it. We got to, because it's, for me, it sounds like he's an asshole. I want to hear from him. I want to hear his side.
his side. I always tell people, like, there's two sides to every story. Like, there's some things that I could have improved upon. Yeah. But
let's hear it.
It's just who I am.
Yeah, of course.
Like, I love to flirt. So, granted, our first time in Vegas, I went to the bathroom and I came back. Two guys are sitting at the bar. They're older. They're probably in their 50s or 60s. And one guy's like, oh my God, you're my future ex-wife. And I laughed at that because, like I said, I always say that. I was like, that is hilarious. Future. And we started just chit-chatting. He's like, what are you doing? They were there for some convention. I forget what they were doing. And I told them, I was like, that's so funny that you said that. And I said, I have a guy over there that says I'm his future wife. So you guys have nothing on him. And I thought that I was, being playful and boasting. So I went back to the table and I kind of said, hey, oh my God, these two guys or two men. One of them said I was their future ex-wife, and it was funny and blah, blah. They gave me their card and things like that. It was just a story. I like to tell stories, right? And he was so offended by the fact that I would even talk to these guys. And I'm just a friendly person. I'll talk to anybody and everybody. I like a potato or, a tree. I was like, I just talk. When they talk to me, I talk back. But that doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to do anything with them. Yes, I took their cards because in my head, it's like, they're like president or VP of some company. Maybe I could network, because life is all about networking. You don't know how they're going to help you or facilitate it further. So I took their card, and he was just like, you should have thrown their card away or never talked to them at all and all this stuff. And I'm like, but I'm not that type of person. I like to talk to people. I don't know how they're going to help me, if they're going to help me, or I just like to have a conversation with people. So he's used that and said that I was a shitty person for even engaging in a conversation. And maybe I am. Who knows? I didn't see it in my head, but
I wouldn't even question it. That's there's one thing of having a conversation that's funny and laughing, and then you can kind of go back and be like, this is what happened.
That's what I did.
If somebody takes it that badly, it's like, dude, I could have said so much worse. I could have disappeared for 30 minutes into the bathroom. You would have had no idea. Good luck. Mm-hmm. Good luck.
Chasen says, next time you're in Vegas, come to the Cosmopolitan. I have some questions.
I didn't know that's the hotel you worked at, Jason.
What do you do there?
Mr. Musashi says, any creepy convention stories? My girlfriend and I were at Fan Expo TO. She cosplays, and a dude followed us for half-hour walk to a restaurant. We were going to and stared through the window at us.
That's weird.
I wear a costume. I wear a golden ass costume. Everyone's always staring at me. I was like,
there we go. Chasen said he's a valet.
I do valet a lot. Oh, so when does Cosmo really become part of the M Life, MGM family? Because I know MGM bought Cosmo. And I don't go to Cosmo until they're part of the M Life, because I get free valet. So I don't want to waste my money and pay for valet when I get it for free.
Jeez, man.
And that was the thing.
Yeah, Chase is going to be like, never mind, don't come.
No, we tip. We always tip. But so here's another thing. It's since we go to Vegas so often, we take advantage of the perks. Like we get rooms for free, we get food for free, and then we're always looking for vouchers to up our game. And he started to like resent us, my family and I, for it, because we're just like, well, why wouldn't you take advantage of it? These big corporations make millions upon millions of dollars on us, right? So why shouldn't we try and take advantage of the system? They give you the free rooms for a reason. They give you the food credits for a reason, because they want you to gamble. And sometimes we gamble and sometimes we don't. But shit. And if we can get more food vouchers and freebies, why not? We learned to game the system. Like we were getting even more vouchers every time, like when the mask mandates were out and about, and the security would come up and be like, sorry, you got to wear your mask. And I'd be like, you got to give me a voucher for covering up this beautiful face. And they'd be like, okay, here.
Wow.
I was like, you can't, what?
Straight working.
That
Oh,
ups a
I
place's
would
game,
work
though.
it. Hmm?
That totally ups the place's game, though. If you have pretty ladies in your club or your casino and all of that kind of stuff, it's going to bring more business. Just period, right? And so
Yeah.
having you guys in there, like, that's amazing. Take advantage of it while you can. 100%.
Oh, I was like, and he always had a problem with that. He was like, it's not fair that pretty people get so much more. I was like, and it's not like he was bad looking. He could do it if he actually tried, but he never did. And I was like, I'm sorry if I know I'm pretty, I'm good looking, and I will take advantage of it. It's just how the system works. You play the game, and I will work it, and I would always get like vouchers because I'd be like, yeah, I need a voucher if you want to cover this face. Oh, but I had one security guy. He was not falling for it at all. He was like, no, get your ass up and go get a mask. And I'd be like, how about you go get me one and a voucher? And I was playing. So technically, they're supposed to give you a mask while you're playing. And he was like, no, I'll throw you out of this casino. And I was like, are you going to throw me up to my suite? Because I'll go up to my suite. I don't care. And he'd be like, I could throw you out of the hotel too. And I was like, really? I like to see you try, because I've been coming to this hotel since you reopened, and I'm like VIP. I don't think your bosses will really want to throw me out, but I'll get up and leave the casino floor. And he started following me or us to out off the floor. And then suddenly I could see he like touched his ear and they might have said something, and then he backed off. Because those people upstairs, they know me because I've been coming so often, and they're probably like, back away, it's Golden Ass. Don't mess with her.
She's a
fuck with
spy,
Golden Ass.
you
Like
fool.
that.
She's a spy.
Yeah.
Lemur, the Batman spoiler talk is tomorrow night at 9:00. Yeah, that's what it does.
Oh, no, I like Bellagio. Yeah, I was just looking at Jason.
Anyone have anything else they want to add to this conversation before we put a pin in it?
I mean, I was curious. Oh, sorry, Dean. Go ahead, buddy.
Oh, I was just gonna say they dropped the Obi-Wan trailer, but I can wait.
That shit was fucking terrible. I'm sorry, that shit was terrible.
Who's playing
The trailer was
Obi-Wan?
terrible?
I don't pay attention to
Ewan
anyone.
McGregor. The Grand Inquisitor looked like a fucking bald-headed baby. I wanted to smack his bald fucking head. He looked stupid as
It
hell.
looks really a lot of.
I would
Well, you
play
gotta
the
find a tall,
trailer.
slender dude with a freaking like hella skinny head. I mean,
Mario, my guy, this is
doesn't?
Mario, my guy. This is a galaxy of aliens that they've all made look fantastic. You're telling me that they can't replicate what they did in 2006 with Revenge of the Sith? How dare you? Or what is it? Revenge of the Sith?
It was
Is that what it
2005,
is?
my guy.
Shit.
At any point, we've seen it on
You
live
should
action.
rate.
It's looked fine, but that did
don't
look like
think-
a fucking grown ass baby.
I don't think it looked horrible, but
Maybe it's on the budget.
No, okay, just that one particular character. I'll rephrase that.
no, I didn't like his look either.
I'm
but
super excited they brought back the actor to play Laura or Uncle
you know
Owen.
when you're gonna
Lars,
be more excited,
yeah.
Dean? When they show Darth Maul.
Oh my
when you're
god,
gonna
can
be
you
really
fucking
Bro, I think they're going to. They fucking the song when it starts.
Yep.
I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
I
He's
wouldn't be
young enough
surprised.
that you'll see Darth Maul. Dude, I'm so over it, dude.
I'm stoked.
I hope we
Dean-
get the live action scene from Clone Wars.
from Rebels. You mean?
Rebels.
I thought it was the end of Clone Wars. Is it
You're
Rebels?
talking about when he sees him in the
yeah,
desert?
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Is it terrible? I haven't watched any of that.
Yeah,
Nah,
it is what it
Yeah.
is. We all
I
have.
mean,
I don't expect it.
kind of. It's a very important.
We can
part
still
of
be
our
friends.
lives, so.
We can still be
Whew.
friends. We
Thank
love
But
each
you.
not that close.
What I was gonna say, Dean and Eddie. I know Natalie has fans as well. I think it might be wise for us to keep this episode public.
Yes, please.
If that's cool with you guys.
I get a say on things now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have a show now, Eddie. You got to say it. You got to say, of course.
Ooh, this guy's stepping up in the world.
I know. I'm so sad you have not invited
Forgot
me
to
on
look
your
around,
show.
Zach.
Damn.
Yeah, Eddie, what the hell?
Like that's just
How
wrong.
dare you not invite Natalie on the show, man?
Well,
What's
Natalie
wrong
was
with
mad,
you,
Mario,
man?
that she hasn't been on your channel either.
Yeah, this is true. Like, hello.
No one told me. This is the first I'm hearing of it. Why is that? Why did I hear about it from Zach and not from you?
For what? I don't know. I've been in an
What?
abusive relationship. Okay.
Yeah,
Zach the
dare you,
facilitator.
Come on.
Dare you.
How dare
Out of
you?
it.
Why are you bringing up old shit? How long ago was that?
Wow.
3 weeks
2
ago.
weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. Come on.
Get over it, woman.
Oh.
Well,
Well,
I
good thing I
Love you,
am.
Nat. Love you, Nat.
well,
Love you,
if
But
Nat.
here's
if you
the
guys
thing
are
I
cool
know.
with it, we'll keep it public. We'll change the title to be After Dark 110, Walk Away, something like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well,
26. How dare you? Or
Mr.
something.
Musashi, Zach, did you make a video on how you got your crown Gandalf's hair to be not so slick down? I did not. When I get the second one, I will do it. It's pretty simple. If you want to send me a message on Facebook, I will walk you through it if you need help. It's just a sponge and water and just soak that gel they have off. But let's put a pin in it here. I think we had a great show. I think we all learned a lot. And
Walk away.
you know, I think that's right. Walk away. I think you made the right decision, and you're welcome anytime, Natalie. So if you have any
Yay.
more personal stuff,
Are you guys
have any more
gonna
business
do
stuff?
comic or WonderCon? That's happening in like
Oh.
3 weeks. 3
Are there
weeks?
tickets
Is it in
available
3
for that
weeks?
still?
I think so. I mean, I just got
Oh
my
shit, I'll
professional.
go. Yeah,
Because
it's
Queen's
pretty close to me.
Mario Queen's gonna be there.
Are they really?
Yeah, and they're gonna
Oh, no
display
shit.
new shit. Yeah,
Okay, I'm about to look into that.
they're
You guys heard
it
statue
here first.
company,
Natalie?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely have a table. I'll be in small press. I haven't got the location yet. They're just slowly like rolling things out.
You gotta
Guys,
look.
take her
Me
some
and Mario will
flowers.
help you set up the booth. You gotta hook us up with vendor passes though.
Okay, here's the thing. If
Yeah,
you're
say
in
the word.
collecting,
I could get you professional. I just have to change. I get like 2 professional
Dude, I'll set
and
that
like
shit up.
2 vendors.
if you're
You have
a
to,
collecting
you have to
weekly
show a
member
little ass.
and you're gonna be at WonderCon,
I'll show ass. It's
Yeah, you're
golden
gonna
You have
be
to
at
show a
WonderCon.
little bit of ass.
I'll show.
I would
a
like
lot.
Oh,
to
that's
bring-
he was mad at me at Comic-Con for having a friend when the video was shot. When you guys first saw me, when the video was shot, I had a friend sitting behind the table, and he got mad. He's like, "You had a guy behind your booth," and I was like, "He was a friend. Like what?"
The fuck? Getting
Wait,
mad at
he-
you
he's-
from
he
shit
saw
in the
that video that I
past?
shot?
That's a psychopath.
Yeah,
Chase
he got
says,
mad at my
says-
friend that was sitting back.
"Remember the
Wow.
Cosmopolitan? I have questions."
Okay.
Anyways,
but you're
I want-
valet. Okay.
I want WonderCon collecting weekly. Anyone listening, bring Natalie some flowers for her troubles. I
When
expect
is
that
it?
to be done.
It's April 1st through the 3rd, and then I'll
Okay.
be back in Vegas.
Go to TeePublic right now, buy a shirt, wear it to WonderCon, take a picture with Natalie. We should do like a giveaway to people who do it.
Oh yeah, that'd be so cool.
That's a good idea.
Oh, I have new
You're a
merchandise
smart
that
man,
I'll be
Dean.
selling. I have to show
Maybe
you
like
my
a gift card or
merchandise so
something,
far.
like something small. Like it doesn't have to be like.
We could give them a Pog set. We're gonna order those.
Yeah.
soon.
Yeah, we got
Yes.
pots. Yeah.
All right,
Oh.
let's
Give
all
them
right,
a
let's
comic.
make it a
Wait, I have
You gotta
like
have the
new
shirt. You gotta
merchandise.
have the shirt.
What do you got, Nat?
I don't know
I
if the shirts will
have
be in time.
magnets because everyone was like, "Do you have magnets or buttons?" And I never had magnets or buttons.
It's
But I
March
just got some
10th, bro.
magnets.
It's April 1st.
Oh,
It's
that's
April
cool.
1st
Do
to
it
the
all.
3rd. So
Yeah,
it's
full
like the
screen.
cover. It's
Yeah.
the cover of my
No, put
first.
her full screen. There you
Shut
go.
up.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
hi.
Zach.
So it's the first cover. So I have these magnets of my
Beautiful.
first cover of the comic book, and then this scene that I find hilarious, and some people find it hilarious too. But I'll take it out of the wrapper so we can see it. Of a magnet.
Oh, that.
wow.
That was a good one, right?
That's awesome.
What fluid is under him? Water?
Well,
They're
clearly you
waterboarding.
Yes,
didn't-
it's
Dean, of
water.
You
Yes.
clearly you didn't read the episode then,
How
because
dare
you
you,
would
Dean.
know what was going on
Do your
there.
homework.
Wow.
I'm calling you
Who
out.
the
I'm not
fuck
watching it.
said that?
Yeah.
And then I have buttons with the logo on it.
Oh, love it.
But I also have it in white too.
Get it?
Classic.
Buttons? Get it?
But
Do you get it?
Oh, Eddie,
buttons.
you fucking clever mother effer.
That's amazing.
Nice.
So those are like my new merchandise that I'm going to be selling. And then I was looking into doing a graphic novel, but
Cash
the company
says
that
it's not water. Is it jism?
Copious
What?
amounts.
That's essence.
It ain't.
Yeah.
Essence.
All right.
he's sweating.
Let's make it official. If someone goes to WonderCon and takes a photo with Natalie with gives her flowers, we'll
Try and have a
put you-
shirt on.
Yeah, try and have a shirt on. We'll give you.
That'd be classy.
We'll put you into a drawing for Collecting Weekly Deluxe Pog set. How does that
Well,
sound?
that's so cool.
But you got to tag us,
Decent.
both of us, on Instagram for that to
Decent.
be happen. So April, Natalie, when is that again? One more time.
It's
WonderCon is
April 1st through the 3rd.
perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's plenty of time to order a shirt today and get it in time.
So if you're gonna be, I don't know, man. TeePublic been fucking my shit up sometimes.
That's true. Just try.
So I want you to get at least one flower or something. I think that would be cool.
Well, Mario
But yeah.
will take her flowers.
Yeah, Mario, Eddie,
Of course.
please do it.
Yeah. And then I
And
actually will
remember,
have.
guys, she is newly single, but give her some time. Don't.
Actually,
attack
I
the
got
booth.
hit up.
Don't
I
flutter
was
in mouth.
driving down the
The fuck,
street
man?
and some
Adriana's
like
watching.
7-year-old like hit on me. I was like,
Oh, no
I'm
way.
back.
Wow.
I'm back. He was like,
There you
go topless. Why aren't you going topless? And it's surprising that not that many people know.
What?
A 7-year-old
not
said
that-
that?
70.
Oh,
70.
Oh,
7.
70. I thought you said 7.
said
I thought he said
Oh.
7 too. I was like,
I
damn.
get the 7-year-olds get me too. No,
Wasn't 7.
not that many people know my car is actually a hardtop convertible. So my top was on, and he was like, he pulled alongside. He's like,
Oh.
"Why aren't you going topless? It's such a beautiful day," and all this. And I said,
nasty boy.
the electronics is broken in my car, so it basically is kaputzi. And he's like, "I'll buy your car from you." And he's like, "How much?" And I looked at him, I was like, 20 grand. He's like, "Are you single?" And I was like, "Why, yes, I am just recently single." He's like, "I want to take you to dinner." And I was like, maybe.
Dang, you got a sugar daddy.
I gotta go to the doctor's. I'll see you later.
Oh, wow.
But yeah,
Oh, wow.
I was like, yeah.
Well,
So-
Mario, Ben, thank you guys for coming on. Natalie as well.
Yeah, man.
We
Oh, wait,
love-
when are we gonna do that? Like speak over
yeah,
when you're playing
yes,
that game?
I
was
just
in
got
that.
it working
Yes.
again. I just got it working again. It's such a pain in the ass, Natalie.
Which
It's
game
like
is it?
LSPDFR. She wants to play with us.
Oh,
we
fuck
will do
yeah.
it.
I want to do
We
the
will do it.
voiceover.
We'll
I
do
think
it
that'll
very
be so
soon.
much fun.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh my
Now that I'm
God.
single, I've got all the time in the world.
Let's.
Yeah.
I'm moving next week, so it'll probably have to be
Oh, yeah,
like
that's right.
in
Ooh.
The hell?
God damn it, dude.
That was wrong.
Motherfucker, that was you. It'll probably have to be like in a few weeks, like 2-3 weeks. But I promise you, we'll do an
Sounds
after
good.
dark. We'll do that in Eddie. I promise you, we'll do an after dark on Among Us.
That sounds fun.
Well, let's keep this one public. It'll be a little teaser for the other 109 episodes. And I love
Or then
you
maybe we
guys.
shouldn't, because then 26 will keep referencing back to it. No,
Oh Jesus Christ! Hopefully not.
because I think the other one we did was we left it public.
yeah,
And he
yeah.
kept referencing back to it. I was like, oh God. Maybe just
How
like
dare he.
leave it up for like 48 hours and then
You let me
close
know
it.
when you want me to lock it down, because I want the ladies that follow you to know. Anyways,
Hi,
Dean,
ladies.
send us home.
We love you guys. Thank you for joining. Bye.